All right, we are live here on Music Night at the Majestic. Joining us is actor John Voldstad. John, how are you?
Hey, good, thanks. And
All
you?
right. Tell you what, we had such a great response from when you were on before that
Thanks.
you were gracious enough to come back and talk music for another 30 minutes.
Absolutely, my pleasure. I love music. They call
So
us the music men, right?
that's right. Exactly. Well,
Good.
yeah, for those of you watching or listening, John not only has got a massive resume of acting on his credits to his account, but you probably know him from Newhart and Stripes and a whole bunch of other stuff. But off stage, John is a music fanatic. So he's one of us. I mean, this is the show for people who love music by people who love music. And one of the reasons why I enjoy talking about music with John so much is his tastes run the gamut. So it's never boring. So that's always a good thing.
Ditto, ditto.
So now throughout the show, as we're talking about things, anybody who's watching, you can post a question or a comment on our Music Night at the Majestic Facebook page, and we'll put those comments up, and we'll try to answer your questions if you have them. In the meantime, John, I've got a question for you. We're gonna start the show with hopefully a little bit of fun here. So I'm going to pose a
Absolutely.
question, and you give me your answer. All right?
Okay, all right.
Okay. Here's
Absolutely.
question number one. I
Okay.
want you to pretend that it's 1968.
Okay.
You've got a chance to become a roadie for two of the biggest musical acts of the time.
Okay.
You tell me which one you would take. Would you take A, Robert Goulet, or B, Andy Williams?
uh, Andy Williams,
Okay, and why so?
because of his TV show, for one thing. He had all the different various guests, and I love his Christmas album. And Moon River is one of my favorite tunes, and Henry Mancini did a lot of producing for him as well. And Henry
Yes, he did.
Mancini did the Newhart score.
He did, and you can't go wrong with Henry Mancini.
Right, exactly.
I remember seeing an interview with Michael Gleason, who was the co-creator of Remington Steele,
Oh yeah,
and Henry did the theme for that. In fact, actually, that season he did both the Newhart, he did your show, and he did Remington Steele. I think he had a third
yeah,
one that year as well.
I think
But
so.
anyway, so Gleason's telling the story about how he gets a call from Mancini saying, "Michael, would you mind coming to my house and listening to something?"
Uh-huh.
And Gleason's telling the story saying, "What do you think? It's Henry Mancini. You're calling me. Of course, I'm coming to your house."
Right, right, of
you
course,
know.
yeah, right,
So, but as far as Andy Williams,
yeah,
my favorite Andy Williams song
right.
is "Can't Get Used to Losing You."
Oh yes, 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 absolutely great. And I
That
love the remake they did too of the English Beat.
exactly. I was. That's where I was going with it.
Cool.
What makes that record so unique to me is
Yeah,
the music. You
yeah,
know, the music was so unique for its time period,
right,
and the fact that the English Beat could take it and have it sound completely as though
totally,
that were an original piece by them.
right.
I thought was wonderful.
They had a second tune too. Um, it was like Steve Lawrence did it. Go away, little girl, or something like that. Was that it?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Trying to think which one. See, I automatically think of Mirror in the Bathroom.
Oh yeah,
When
oh yeah, absolutely. Mirror in the Bathroom. But there
you
were
know,
like two. They had two. What was the other one besides "Go Away, Little Girl"? Yeah, wasn't that it? "Go Away, Little Girl"?
yeah, I don't remember that was them or not,
No,
but
it wasn't. No, no, never mind. Okay,
so, but anyway, but
sure.
yeah. Now what's interesting is I've uh, Roxanne is popping in here to say hi to you,
Hey,
John.
cool, Roxanne. Okay, they just finished watching an episode of Newhart, by the way.
Oh,
The
okay.
one
Well,
I
Roxanne.
they sent the one I sent you. I sent them the one. They watched that episode
Oh,
with
okay.
Stephanie. Yeah, where we told Stephanie how pretty she was.
That was the one where you were explaining beauty to her,
Yeah, exactly.
where the weasel. was used as the example.
Exactly. Correct.
Of beauty.
Correct. It was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. It was.
Well,
Yep.
tell you what, since you're talking about the show, what one of the famous episodes was when Larry, Darryl, and Darryl were Stephanie was not feeling well, and you were going to take
Right.
care of her. Tell us a little bit
We
about
did.
that story, about that episode.
Well, there were actually 2 episodes, and in fact, last time I forgot to tell you, in one of them we did a puppet show for her where we sang "High Hopes."
That's right, which is one of the songs of yours that we did last
Yeah,
time.
exactly, and I forgot to mention that. And then the other time was when I gave blood to Stephanie, and it was called "This Blood's for You," and and she went ooh 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 like that, like, oh, I have the blood of a woodsman running through me and stuff. But then she saw how hurt I was by that, and then she invited me to sit down and have some muffins with her, and we sat eating muffins that she'd made, and I really ravenously ate them furiously. She handed me the whole basket and said, "Wouldn't you rather eat those in the bog?" And I said, "Oh yeah, that's a great idea. Okay." And then we did a little high sign and said goodbye, good night to each other, and I went off to eat the muffins in the bog.
Now, why don't you tell everybody, what it was like on set? I mean, the way that it came across, and sometimes, how it appears isn't reality,
Yeah,
but on that show, it just seemed like it was like one big family where everybody really got along. Was
it
that the way it
was.
was?
It was one big family, and it was so sad after 8 years. We were all crying and everything, and Suzanne Plachette was on that last episode too. And yeah, it was very sad. Yeah, we
Yeah.
almost went a ninth year, but Bob said we'll go out now.
Oh, yeah, always good to go out on top.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, we're
Well,
hearing from George. He
George.
says hello, that he
Yeah.
misses working with you.
Yeah, he was the editor on Newhart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, George is a big
Excellent.
music fan, and he's a horror movie fan as well. Big baseball fan too. Hey, George.
And he's got a great profile pic. You can't get any better than Groucho.
No, I know. Isn't that great? I know he does. Yeah, he does. He and his writing partner have done a couple things for Mad Magazine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was always been a huge Marx Brothers,
Oh, yeah.
fan. In fact, in Chicago, the PBS station on New Year's Eve would always run a Marx Brothers marathon. So when I was little, I'd always be, duck soup, Night at the Opera,
Sure.
horse feathers, and coconuts. That was the thing to look forward to every New Year's Eve when I was young.
Well,
So-
Harpo Marx is is an icon of mine. So
I can see that.
yeah.
And Kim has stopped in to say
Hey,
hi
Kim.
to you.
Hey, Kim. Kim's in Tampa. Hey, Kim. We did
All
some
right,
charity
Kim,
events.
thanks for joining us here. Appreciate everybody who's watching, whether at home or on your phone. Hopefully not while you're driving. That could be bad. So.
Oh no, that'd be awful. Yeah. Well, by the way, my son just bought his first car, so I have to. So a salute from the cars, I guess.
Oh, there you go.
A song from the cars, yeah.
Yeah, no, he works at a TV station, correct?
Yeah, WBTV, Channel 3 in Charlotte. Right. The CBS.
And what role does he have there? Is he on the technical side?
He's technical media producer. Yeah, and he also directs some of the episodes, too, some of the news as well. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah, right. I'm very proud of him. Proud dad.
As you should be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
all of a sudden I started thinking of Australia, the men who work, Men at Work.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Kim's messaging us here that she misses you, but she feels like she's sitting right here with us.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Same here, Kim. Yeah.
And she wants to let you know that you're the sweetest man ever.
Lovely. She's the sweetest woman.
So.
Love you, Kim. Yes, right. I did. I sent it out to as many people as I could there, Mike.
All right. We appreciate that.
Yeah. And I sent out a thing to Jeff Doucette, who played Harley on Newhart,
Okay.
and asked him about being a guest on your show.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, I'll tell you what, you mentioned Men at Work,
Yeah.
and I always thought that some of the singles, the first two were huge. Down Under was
Yeah.
huge, but
Yeah.
then I thought that some of the tracks, It's a Mistake, yeah,
Yeah.
and
Another one.
Be Good Johnny. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
both of
Yeah.
those
That was great.
were excellent songs
Excellent.
that
Yeah.
records that should have been as big as the first ones.
Exactly. And Colin Hay had a fairly good career after that when he went solo. Not the
Yeah,
same.
as I say, his solo stuff was really interesting.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, tell you what, let's go to our next question.
Yes, dude.
All right.
Indeed.
4 out of 5 dentists agree that one of the following puts their patients to sleep fastest. Is it A, anesthesia, or B, Pure Supply's greatest hits?
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh. Anesthesia. I like a couple Air Supply tunes. I can't remember their names, but actually, interesting. I saw Air Supply playing with the Little River Band in L.A. at the Greek Theater, like back in the 80s.
Okay, is it Australian double bill?
It was, wasn't it? It was, yeah. And
yeah,
my friend actually, yeah, it was.
Yeah, was it the? I always liked Little River Band because I thought they had a wonderful harmony that was very distinctive.
Yeah. Right. And speaking of, and you, of course, Split Ends.
Yes.
Another great Australian band who went on to perform, who became the Crowded House.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly. So who's
great pop
first
tunes.
album was excellent album.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, and now the whole, it actually wasn't the talking about Australian bands. Our song of the day on Music Night was an Australian band, but it goes back about 2 decades before. It was the Easy Beats, Friday on My Mind.
Oh yes, right, very good. Yes.
Yeah, and I always thought that record had a great riff that was so unique. I mean, you can't mistake that riff for any other song.
I wish we could play some of those tunes, like little snips there.
Yeah, well, you know what? We tried it one week and
we did. I know.
Well, we had first we had technical trouble, but then the next time, we played some, and a large music conglomerate decided that we weren't promoting.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you said that.
They blocked us. So.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, so I don't want you to get blocked, John. So we're just going to go. We'll have to talk about it.
Good. Absolutely.
And if anybody watching wants to hear the songs, in case you're not familiar with them, they're all on YouTube, so you can pull them up.
Yeah.
And, you always watch this again, because the show will still be on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, so you can always go back and pause it to catch the songs we talk about. So
it was Neil Finn and his brother had started Split Ends, and then Neil Finn went off with a Crowded House. But his brother actually did music for a couple of films, Australian films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting how some of the artists from that era transferred to film. In fact, my son and I were just talking the other day. He's a big Tim Burton fan.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I am as well. Yeah.
Subsequently, Danny Elfman's soundtracks.
Yeah.
And Danny has got such a unique sound to it. And we were in the car, and an Oingo Boingo song came up on the playlist. And I asked all of them, I said, "Oh, that some really really good stuff."
Yeah.
So, but I asked him, I said, "You know who this is?" Because I go, "You like a lot of his, work," and. He gave a couple of guesses, and then when I told him, he was stunned because Oingo Boingo sounds so completely different than the Edward Scissorhands soundtrack. So,
absolutely, yeah, right.
I
admire him so much, Danny Elfman.
Yeah, and another guy, Mark Mothersbaugh from Evo
Yeah,
also went on
Evo.
to score some TV stuff, as did the lead guy, and I can't think of his name at the moment, so forgive me. From Wall of Voodoo, who had Mexican radio, he wound up
Oh
doing
yeah.
soundtracks as well, I believe.
Well, are you not? You're not talking about Stan Ridgway, the guy that was the lead singer.
You know,
Stan Ridgway was the lead singer of Wall of Voodoo, and but guitar guy was probably a different guy. And
yeah,
then
I don't remember which member. I know it was a member of them. Has done some TV stuff. So
and Mark Mothersbaugh did all those kids shows like Rugrats and stuff.
that and another one too was from the Del Fuegos.
Oh, um, I remember
I
them
can't,
very
can't,
well. I
can't
can't.
think but he ended up doing it. He actually had like a little short form piece that he did on the Disney Channel for
Oh
kids.
wow. Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, the
cool.
first time I stumbled on that again because my boy was watching. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was you know I could hear the voice as I was coming
right,
through the room. I thought that sounds really familiar. And
right, right,
then
right.
then I looked at it, it's like, wait a minute, that's the guy from the Del
Wait a
Fuego.
minute. Yeah, yeah. I remember I saw Devo in L.A. at the Santa Monica Civic back in the day.
Okay.
Great band. They were really great live.
Yeah, they were really good musicians.
Yeah,
Do you remember who
they
by
were.
chance who opened for them?
Uh, yeah, it was a. I think. Oh, I do believe. Gary Newman.
Oh wow.
Elect my car. We live in cars. You know.
Yeah, Cars. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 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 yeah. He opened up for
And
him,
that's actually whoever booked that. That's a pretty good fit
isn't it? It's perfect.
for
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
But I think to this day, Cars is one of those genre time period defining songs
it is. It is.
because
Yeah, and my friend's electric, and yeah, exactly.
yeah, I mean, because the production on that was so unique. As soon as you hear that opening synth riff, you know
Yeah,
exactly what song that is.
you do. You do exactly. Yeah,
You know.
exactly. Yeah. So it took me way back when. And of course, at the same time, Mata Hoople were playing, and I was going to go see Mata Hoople, and
Okay.
and because I was a big fan of Ian Hunter and all of them, and they were great. Yes, when
Absolutely.
they did the marionette song and such. Yes.
Well, yeah, since you're talking about concerts,
Yeah.
what would be like your top three shows that you've seen?
Well, the very first, wow, very first big rock and roll show I saw was when I was in high school in 1968, and I saw Cream at at um, at the Shrine Auditorium with some friends. That was like the first one, and the host of the evening was Wavy Gravy. I don't
Okay.
know if you remember that name. He was
Yep.
one of the forerunners of the hippie movement.
I was just gonna say the
Yeah,
early hippie.
yeah. And for a while, I was confused. They played all kinds of music, like Airplane and stuff, before the band came on. And I kept thinking they played too, but I think it was just the Cream that came on. But that was a great show. It was really super. And years later, actually, I went to see Ginger Baker at the Golden Bear in L.A. and
Okay.
he was playing with his own band and stuff. And I went backstage and said hi to him. Very nice man. Love you, man.
Yeah. Now, what would be the next you know
Um,
show that would
okay.
be at your triumvirate of memorable concerts?
Well, it would have to go back also to the very first show, which wasn't really a rock show. When I was like 13, I might have mentioned it last time, was when I saw Ella Fitzgerald when I was like 13 at the Ambassador Hotel in Los Angeles.
Wow. Okay, I'm jealous.
and then later on, oh the first Yes concert I went to. Yeah, the very first Yes concert with their blow up stage and stuff would be pretty seminal in my live concert, and that's along with Genesis. Oh wait, no, let me take that. It's tough between Genesis and Yes, and it was Genesis at also at the Shrine, like in 1970. Peter Gabriel came out with a flower on his head, when he was singing Watchtower, and the opening act there was Golden Earring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah. So I would have to say that would be the three, and the Genesis and Yes kind of tie each other.
All right. Well, Kim is joined in here. She loves Ian Hunter. She saw him out at the
Yeah,
Hoople in Tampa.
yeah, cool. That's so great.
So,
Wow. Oh,
and then she adds,
and
since you mentioned Ella, she's saying that there's an excellent documentary on Netflix.
oh, I gotta check that out. Okay.
So yeah, you and I both
And,
will be doing that. So
yeah.
and then Woody's here to say hi to you as
Oh, hey,
well.
Woody. Yeah, hey, Woody. How's it going?
And
Cool,
then
cool.
George wants to clarify that he was the assistant editor, and Mike Wilcox was the editor. So George wants to make sure he's
That's
not
right.
stepping on anybody's toes there.
Sorry, George. Sorry, George. Yes. I sat in on some of those editing sessions too. I recall, didn't I? I think, yeah.
All right.
Well, what was I? Anyway, okay. Continue, sir. Continue.
All right. Well, tell you what, since we're talking about concerts, and of course, everybody who's as passionate about music as you are, we all have, that piece in our collection, whether it's an album or a CD or
Right.
what have you, that, I always get kind of referred to it. Okay, if you had to save just a couple of things, whenever there's a disaster, you got to grab the important stuff. What would be the three pieces from your musical collection that you would, treasure, save at any cost?
Save at any cost. Okay. Okay. I'd have to go with Beatles Abbey Road.
Okay.
One. And then I would have to go for well, I would say Genesis Trick of the Tail.
Okay.
And if I was on an island or whatever, I think I'd also need Springsteen, Born in the USA.
All right. What's your favorite track from that?
Jungle in the Streets, live in the.
Oh, yeah. That was on Born to Run.
Okay, Born to Run then. Sorry, Born to Run.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be it.
All right. How about Born in the USA? I mean, that album was pretty much issued to anybody, that was upright back in 84 or 85.
I can't think of all the titles of the songs on there. There was, I think it was like Nancy, something about someone's room.
Candy's Room.
Candy's Room, yeah, Candy's Room.
So,
that was a great tune. Was that on that one?
Yeah, for me, on Born to Run, I actually liked the album cuts more than a couple of the singles.
Yeah,
on it. I thought
remind me of the
Never
name.
Surrender.
Never Surrender. Okay,
was a great track. But I like those big anthemic rockers.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
So
I do as well. Yeah.
Yeah. It's really not uncommon a thing where you get it, and it always seems to be one extreme or the other. Either you get an album and the singles are really good, and the rest of it's just filler. And then
exactly.
A few times people have said, "Hey, have you heard this?"
Yeah.
And I'll have heard the singles, and I'll be, I don't know. They're like, no, go give it a listen. Then I will. It's like, wow. The songs that didn't get picked for single, I really liked, but the singles I didn't care for.
When I was like 20, let's see, yeah. When I was 20, there was a new album that was coming out by this new band, and there was a lot of hubbub about it. And I was working in an art store, and it was we couldn't get, me and this other guy who worked there couldn't wait to get it, and it was Supertramp, Crime of the Century.
Oh,
and that whole album was wonderful for me at that particular time.
Yeah,
that flashed in my head.
The thing about Supertramp that always amazes me, is the sound quality, the production, and the engineering on their stuff is just amazing.
That was
You
Roger
know,
Davis. Roger Davis, was that the guy's name?
yeah,
Yeah. Roger
I
Hodgson.
knew it. Yeah, Roger Hodgson.
Hodgson, yeah, right, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
who's done some interesting solo stuff as well. You
Oh, I
know,
haven't checked that. Yeah,
yeah, but the say when you listen to it, you know the the definition and the clarity of everything. It's like you can
right.
hear, their albums are the most crystalline. I mean, there's nothing
They
muddy about
were,
it. You can
and
distinctly hear
especially,
the
yeah,
piano and the guitar, and it sounds like it's being all played right in front of you.
exactly.
As opposed to sometimes it's just kind of like they're talking about this, and you can't really hear any
Right,
definition. But
right. And
Supertramp,
like on the first tune, "Crime of the Century," that harmonica, that was
hmm
amazing. That was like that was wonderful at the time.
yeah, I mean, even
Yeah.
the follow up. Go ahead.
I was going to say also Peter Gabriel's first solo album with the Eagle and Moribund, Burgermeister, and that first album of Peter Gabriel's was wonderful.
hmm Yeah, and that's the with Gabriel. What I like about him is he'll always try something different.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
he will.
even,
Yeah,
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Emmylou Harris the same way. When
yeah.
she did Wrecking Ball with Daniel Lanois, that was such a
Oh, that was
major.
so cool.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, you know,
yeah,
So I mean, it's people who are willing to take that risk. You know,
exactly.
I've always appreciated that. Then sometimes, there's some acts out there where you can hear 10 different albums and it sounds like
Right,
it's just the one album that had 100 songs on it.
right, right,
There's no deviation, no growth. As far as the
right,
songwriting, performance, or the production on it. But then
right,
then you get people like like Gabriel, Emmylou Harris. Yeah, there's a a lot more,
right,
but we
right.
mentioned they take
Well, Brian
chances.
Eno. We mentioned Brian Eno last time, and yeah.
Yeah, and what he says, "Crime of the Century" is one of his favorite albums as well. So
Oh,
you
cool,
guys
buddy.
get
Yeah, yeah, that's
so
great. Yeah, I just remember when it came out, it really struck me. Like, wow, it gave me chills, just like that Peter Gabriel. Eagle flies out of the night, and it's at that time I was just starting to get into my acting roles and stuff like that,
hmm
I was kind of like it was like another coming of age thing that I forgot to mention last time.
Well, you mentioned about getting into your acting roles. What was the first role where you thought, okay, now I'm making it. I'm making progress in
Oh,
my career.
that would have been Stripes, Corporal Tyson and Stripes. That was because that actually happened right before Newhart happened, and then
Okay,
Newhart came in. Yeah.
all
So
right.
once I
And
hit
the
that
most
as a
memorable
big
thing about
film,
the set of stripes.
oh, it was a great set. A lot of times, what we would do is in our off time, we would take like John Candy would be in the trailer with Bill Murray and everybody, and we'd be taking some time off while they were setting up the next shot, and we'd be playing poker with dollar bills, with the numbers on dollars. And that was a kick, and that was Sean Young was in there and stuff like that. We were all PJ Souls, Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, again, it looked like it was fun to you got to go to work and
Great.
have fun.
Oh yeah, it was great. Yeah, and Murray would show films when he was actually staying at the hotel that we were all in together at one point. He would show films on like a Saturday night or something. And the one film he showed was a thing called Beaufort's Gun, which I forgot. I forgot who. That was like a Michael Caine film, I think, or something. I don't
Okay.
really recall. Anyway, yeah.
All right. Well, tell you what, we are actually at our 30 minutes, John.
Hey, okay. Well, it was
So,
fun once again, there, sir.
yeah, I mean, we didn't even get to half of the things that we wanted to talk about. So I
Oh,
guess
I'm
you'll have to
sorry.
come
I'm
back
sorry.
again.
I'm sorry. I didn't. Sorry, I didn't mean to get sidetracked there. I just
No,
one.
no, that's the whole point of this show. Is
That's
it's
what I
just a
figured.
conversation about between people who love music, talking about music, and whatever else ties in.
Yeah, because it was all really Great. Yeah. And like you, we're music fanatics, and so like one tune will lead to another totally different tune, and another one, and such. And I wanted to mention just one last thing. There was a gentleman,
Sure.
English singer named Lobby Sofri, and
Okay.
you need to go check him out. Peter Gabriel actually reissued his album, his first album, and he sounds like Paul Simon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you
Interesting. I'll
can,
definitely check that out.
yeah, Lobby Sofri, an African gentleman.
Okay.
Amazing. Yeah. So
Well,
that's my last note. There you go.
tell you what. We'll end with one more Peter Gabriel thing.
Yeah.
Uh, back, I believe it was
Oh,
'89. Go
yes.
ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. This is a great story. Okay. Now Peter Gabriel came on tour. Okay. He played at the Roxy Theater in Los Angeles. Okay. And I went to see him, and I saw the first show, and I was blown away by the first show. So I snuck into the bathroom and stuck around for the second show, and I heard his manager and stuff coming in, and I think they knew somebody was hiding in there. And then I came out and saw the second show too.
That's funny.
There you go. Yeah,
So,
I
no, what
have
I
to
was going
tell
to
you
say
that.
is you're talking about him finding talent, and an interesting thing with Peter is I had read, yeah, actually saw an interview where there was a singer who he called up this guy
Uh huh.
and tells him, you're too good not to be on the radio, in so many words. Yeah,
Uh huh.
paraphrasing here for the sake of time, what have you. So
Hmm.
he takes him into his studio, records an album,
Hmm.
and they put the first single out, but they don't put the name on it to
Okay.
get response.
Right.
Then once the station started playing the song because they liked it,
Yeah.
then they released it with the singer's name. And you know who it was?
Oh gosh. And oh, who did you said found him again?
Peter Gabriel.
Okay. Oh.
I'll tell you, it's not somebody who you would have ever associated with Peter Gabriel.
Really? Oh gosh. Okay. Um. Gosh.
The single was "Soldier of
Gosh. No.
Love" by
Yeah.
Donny Osmond.
No. My gosh.
Yes.
I would never have gotten that in a
Yeah,
million
can you
years.
picture Peter Gabriel,
Right.
in there in the studio and wanting it to make a hit record for Donny Osmond.
Right. That's so amazing. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
What a great story that is.
So,
Wow. Well, he created his World album. His label Third World. So
so but all right, well, tell you what, I don't want to keep you any
yeah.
longer, John. I do
Yeah. Thanks.
appreciate
Sorry.
you coming back on. You're welcome
Yeah.
anytime.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
and
And
everybody who's watched this,
we'll try to get my brothers on there too.
oh, that'd be great. That'd be
Okay.
fantastic. So,
Always fun,
but
Michael. Thanks so much.
oh, no problem. Thank you. And remember, you can watch this again or tell people about it on our Facebook page, Music Night at the Majestic. And it's also on our YouTube channel where you can subscribe and see all the shows and enjoy listening to John once again. So, John, everybody else watching, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you.
that wraps up this edition of Music Night at the Majestic. Have a good night,
Good night.
everybody.
You too. See you. Take care.